This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Florida. I am here with 123 Investing. Since 2006, they have provided financial planning and investment advice with faith-focused investing options and personal retirement planning. I'm joined here with the owner and financial advisor, Michael. Thanks for joining us here today.
Yes, sir. Good to be here.
I'm going to start off a little bit about yourself. You're formerly educated at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. You grew up in a small town south of Pittsburgh. You were a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army, and in Germany, you served as a military police platoon leader. In 2001, you left the Army for a career as a financial advisor. And now for over 2 decades, you have been active in your church and your community. Share with us why securing the financial future for many really has become your passion.
Yeah, I realized, being a West Point graduate, that we learned about finances. And when I was a young officer, we had someone brief our soldiers, and they asked one of the privates, what did she learn about financial planning or even budgeting for that matter? And of course, it was a big 0, sadly.
So your foundation of that led you here today. I'd say the goal for many is to achieve the financial future they deserve. Is it true no one plans to fail, but many fail to plan? And is a plan critical for a great financial future?
It absolutely is. That we always say the time to start was yesterday, but now let's start today.
Let me ask you this. Your team's focus on wealth and risk management, and that's really where your focus is. Why do you believe that a systematic approach produces the best results? And explain to us a little bit what that means.
Investing for the long term, it's a math problem. If you want to get from point A to point B, and whatever point B looks like for someone, it's different for every one of my clients. But, we like to show them what it's going to take to get them there from that point A to point B, whether it's time frame, how much resources are needed, and to show them the sacrifices they need to make today to be able to secure their future for tomorrow.
Excellent. You pride yourself in acting in the best interest of your clients, really with their goals firmly in mind, even if that means kind of breaking conventional wisdom. Are there many new investment opportunities that you can help your clients discover? Has investing kind of changed, over the course of even 20 years you've been involved?
It's changed completely. Our industry has been, for the last 20 years, we went from a 2-paper application to now a 160-page application. So there are a lot of nuances there, but the basics of financial planning still has not changed. It's still getting starting on the plan. However, yes, one of the things being independent, we are new products all the time. So that's one of the great resources that our firm has, is that we're consistently always keeping up with technology, with artificial intelligence, and trying to bring those products to our clients as soon as we can.
Excellent. Your expertise and skill set has helped a wide variety of clients, but your specialty is in working with Americans living abroad and the military. Is that kind of just a natural fit for you?
It's a natural fit. Obviously, being a West Point graduate, I understand and speak the language of those that have served their armed forces, having served 5 years overseas. I did get out of the military as a captain, so I completely know the sacrifices they take, especially keeping us safe. So that's been a natural affinity with me. I love helping them, get from point A to point B. And a lot of times it's, when you leave the military, you're not aware of what else is out there because you've, consistently been on deployments away from your family. The last thing you want to worry about is your finances. And I think that's where we become a really good natural fit.
Excellent. Many are familiar with wealth management, yet an area many may not understand is risk management. How is the combination of both of those kind of the best approach? And does everyone have a different risk number, would you say? And is that something you take in consideration when you're putting a plan together?
It absolutely is, yes. We use a program called Nitrogen that actually gets someone's exact risk score. And I use an example. One of my best friends, I asked him, are you an aggressive investor? He goes, absolutely. I said, well, if I invested $100 for you and you lost $1, what would that do to you? He says, I'd lose sleep. So obviously, he's not an aggressive investor. And everyone wants to be aggressive when the markets are good. But that aggressiveness means you need to be able to stomach what happened from 2000 to 2002. And that's when I got in. I got in the industry where I was seeing my clients that lost half of their portfolio. So for those that say, I want to be aggressive, that means get willing to be able to lose up to 50% of your portfolio. And that's where we've come in with as far as our risk management, really try to navigate to make sure our clients are not subject to that long-term just dropping in the market and never being able to recover, especially those that are at retirement age.
So basically, a dollar saved is a dollar earned, but also a dollar protected is a dollar earned as well. I mean, for over 2 decades, you have been putting service members and religious families first. Why is faith-focused investing the foundation really of everything that you do? And do the two go hand in hand, faith and finance?
They absolutely do. Yes. In 2012, I gave my life to Jesus Christ. And that was one of the things that for me, as I transitioned from, my life before Jesus and how I managed assets, there are investments out there called sin stocks, and not everybody wants to have those in their portfolio. And I'm not here to judge someone for having them. I have, a portfolio that doesn't necessarily always screen out, but for those that are interested in screening their stocks, we have a tool called the Evaluator that we can actually look at every single investment and show them out of 8 to 9 categories whether their investments would pass or fail with their religious beliefs. And whether that's being a Christian, being a Muslim, being a Buddhist, they all have very, very similar beliefs when it comes to, whether it's alcohol, pornography, gambling. So we have the ability of actually screening those stocks. And that's, believe it or not a lot of individuals know that they can do that, especially, in a 401k plan. Most individuals aren't able to do that.
I would agree. There's definitely some sin stocks out there. I'd never heard that before, really never even thought about it. That's a great way to look at that. And the organizations that are out there, really on the front lines, providing hope and faith in our communities, are the churches. Do you work closely with them, and how so?
Yes, in the past I've done, Christian talks, like for instance, being able to go doing a stewardship training that's offered to local churches, just really teaching them that, if you were to study the Bible and read that God does really care about money, and we also believe he does care about how you invest and take care of it and how you're a steward of that money. So, those are abilities where I can help churches out. I've worked with other consult other Christian colleges to teach them a way to, as they're starting to grow their donor base, how to do that. I also have worked with several nonprofits. One's actually an investment client of mine where I help them navigate with their board of directors of, now that they have the donor assets coming in there, how to properly steward those assets, as opposed to, sadly, we've been in a low interest rate environment for so many years. They're just leaving in bank accounts, and they're leaving even just, safe money off the table, and we're able to provide additional resources for them.
So not only helping the churches, but the folks in the pews as well, everyone across the board. I mean, one of the questions you ask your clients is, where do you want your financial roadmap to take you? Do you truly enjoy getting to know your clients? And is listening kind of a big part of probably what you do?
I love getting to know my clients. I mean, some of my older clients have been with me from the very beginning. I actually started my practice in 2002 overseas in Germany. So I have clients that have been with me for over 2 decades. I get to see kids graduate. I get to hear about grandchildren. This for me, I kind of, half-heartedly joke with my clients, say, hey, I love working with referrals, but don't refer me someone that you don't want to be around for the next 20 to 30 years. Because that's really what we look at. I have a philosophy of treat everyone like family. So that is super important to me. And for me, I love, working with the long-term clients. That's the best part of my job, is just staying connected with folks who've, become true friends over the years.
Let me ask you this, Michael. Obviously, a lot of folks out there across the board, when it comes to our high-income earners, I mean, it's not only wealth protection, but we're talking about taxes. That takes up a big part of what is out there. Share with me, is that an area that your team can help with?
It absolutely is. Yeah, our firm, long-term, GA Ruppel's been around since the early 80s. We work with many trusts. We also work with private placements that have some very interesting and very great tax saving strategies to help reduce adjusted gross income, potentially help defer or get rid of capital gains. So that is one of our specialties. And being a small boutique that we are, we're able to find those opportunities for our investors.
Someone out there maybe who hasn't had their their books looked at. They haven't had things looked at for some time. Would you recommend to come in and maybe get an update or even have a fresh set of eyes take a look?
Absolutely. I love giving free consultations as far as a first look. I really feel God gave me the gift to teach, so I don't have minimums when I work with my clients. I love helping clients long-term. And yes, absolutely. If you've not had someone look at everything you have, as middle, even as I found with most of our older clients, they don't even have wills. And even having a will, I'm not an attorney, but we really need to have most folks get a trust. And I've really felt that that's a very underserved area. And that's something I always bring up with my clients to make sure they are looking at not only their future now, but the future of generations to come.
I mean, obviously, you're high-income people. They understand wealth management, what's necessary. What about on the other end of that? I mean, I've got a military daughter who just starting out. When should they start putting a plan together? Is it never too early?
It's never too early. I think, in fact, I just got an email today from a second lieutenant who's, second generation, one of my client's sons who just got commissioned recently. And he's already contacted me about getting started in his plan as well. So the earlier you start, the better, because it's just a matter of putting money away each and every month. And as they get promoted, to put more and more money away. And little by little, they'll start saving and be able to secure their future long term.
That's great. My daughter just completed her 4 years of service, so I'm going to have to let her know that it's better to start right now. Before we let you go, I want you to explain the name. Is it 123 Investing or 123 Investing, and where'd it come from?
Yeah, 123 Investing, LLC is our name. A business partner of mine back in the past, that was just something that, we wanted to kind of stand out. We wanted to really look at, trying to make financial planning simple. A lot of folks don't even believe they can afford a financial advisor, so they really stay away. So we want to bring the simplicity of financial planning, because we really believe financial planning can be made easy with the proper plan and with the proper guidance.
Easy as 123 then. Excellent.
Yes,
Michael, in short, the Bible says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, plans to give you hope and a future." Is this your hope for everyone? And is this rewarding work for you?
I truly believe it is. And yes, absolutely. I love being able to help folks, even just get out of debt, get them on the path of, the Bible says a borrower is a slave to the lender. And, when you can get someone out of debt and just see the joy in them, and then now you can start focusing on their future, and in some cases, very unorthodox, where I'll tell folks to sell their investments to get out of debt. And you won't hear that from most major firms, because they want all their money, regardless of if they have debt or not.
And Gary, I'd also like to share with the audience that I am a registered representative and an investment advisor representative with GA Rep & Company, a broker dealer, and a registered investment advisor. I invite all of our viewers to go to my website where they can view all printed disclosures, such as my client relationship summary and my investment advisory brochure, and where you also find contact information from my firm and GA Rep. Well, thanks again, and God bless.
And obviously your clients appreciate the fact that you sometimes go out of the norm to really meet their needs. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, see all the services they provide. You can learn more about their firm and tap into the resources they have right there on the website. Many videos and ways to understand more of the products that they have out there. A lot of new investments, like he says, over the years, many things have changed. So you owe it to yourself to really sit down with a professional. I mean, if you're ready to learn more about your faith-focused investing options and personal retirement planning, please reach out today. Once again, that is 123 Investing, financial planning made easy. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.